Hello Virgo, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Virgo for the month of June. Now Virgo, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, I do not offer personal readings, and I will not send you a message on any platform, so do not get scammed. Let's go ahead and get into this here for you, Virgo. Now, I am using the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, as well as the Psychic Tarot and the Kipper Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below. Let's go ahead and get all the cards out here. I also ask that you'd hit the like button and subscribe. It really helps with the growth of the channel. But it also ensures that other people who may need to hear these messages have an opportunity to hear the messages. All right, take these Kipper cards. Now, I do not read reversals. This Ten of Swords is very clearly reversed, though. And it's interesting because with this, I bought these cards a while ago. I have 3 of these decks of the Golden Art Nouveau Tarot, and almost none of them, since I've been using them, have come out reversed. So isn't that interesting? Let's just leave it reversed. I normally don't read reversals, but hey, let's do it. All right, Virgo, energy on the bottom. You have the Star. So this is an incredibly good energy here. The Star is one of my favorite 2 or 3 cards to find in a tarot reading. The Star really represents hope and optimism for the future, clarity as well. And you can see that there is a healing pond of renewal here. So this card can be associated with, healing. If you've been dealing with, like, for example, an injury or an illness, the Star can foretell good energy in that area for you. The Star is also a card of wishes being granted. Actually, the person on the card here is a genie. Of course, genies grant wishes, right? And so the Star is associated with wishes coming true or wishes being granted in one's life. I also like to say that this could represent synchronicities. As you can see, the stars, synchronicities within the universe, repeating numbers, messages that you may be hearing through song lyrics. And yeah, so let's go. I definitely love to see the Star here on the bottom of the deck. You could think of this as recovery. There is something about recovery coming in, and I feel like it's like not recovery from like I'm not thinking of like rehab recovery or anything like that, like substances. That's not what I'm thinking. What I'm thinking is recovery from some type of heartbreak or some type of pain that's been going on here. Actually, the Ten of Swords in reverse, you can see that this, when you reverse the Ten of Swords, you can actually see that the swords fall. And you could think of this as recovery, but I'll talk about it more as we go along. So in your overall situation here, or sorry, in your current situation, this is a Celtic cross. In your current situation, you have the Knight of Swords. So the Knight of Swords is really an energy of taking action, seizing the day, taking advantage of opportunities, and really going for something. This card can ask you to complete the task, go the distance, try that thing that you've been wanting to try. And, as an element of yourself, if this is a quality of yourself, it says that you are quick-witted, you are intelligent, you're quick on your feet in terms of thinking and all of that type of energy. It can ask you to be careful of being impulsive when you get the Knight of Swords. And so, you definitely, so you have 2 knights here. So you have this Knight of Pentacles, which we'll talk about more as we go along. And then you also have this Knight of Swords. When I get 2 or more knights in a tarot reading, to me it suggests it'll be a busy period of time for you. June, Virgo, could be extremely busy for you, but I think in a good way. In the problem position, you have the Queen of Wands. So if I'm just looking at this logically, you could be dealing with a fire sign, or you could be dealing with somebody who's boisterous, or somebody who's a little bit loud, or somebody who maybe has fire qualities about them. The Queen of Wands, though, in and of itself is a very good card. It is a card of law of attraction, or just attraction in general. Queen of Wands can attract anything into their life by being their most authentic self and being unique, right? Now, the thing is, Virgo, for some of you, is there something about repression happening here? In that, are you having a hard time putting yourself out there? Because we start this reading off with you recovering from something. Potentially, we start this reading from you maybe, hoping to get a wish off the ground, but also this idea of taking action with the Knight of Swords. And now, in the problem position, the Queen of Wands, are you dimming your light? Is your light being dimmed at this time? Virgo, is that the problem here? In the past, you have the King of Pentacles. So the King of Pentacles is really a major energy of somebody who takes the right steps to climb the career ladder. And this person, if there's something in their life that works for the King of Pentacles, they will do it over and over and over again until they get to the top, of the ladder, or until they are sitting on the throne. And so it is a very good card to find here when you get the King of Pentacles energy. This is about potentially you making moves in your career, obviously, but the King of Pentacles is also somebody who is well off and well to do. You can see that they are surrounded by abundance here. They're sitting on the crown. They're sitting on the throne. They have a crown on their head. They have achieved something great in their life. And it does bring up energies of hard work. So in the past, I do feel like some of you have potentially made some moves in your career situation, for sure. And I also think that this could just generally be you here, because the King of Pentacles could be any earth sign, and we see that coming in here. So I think perhaps some of you have been focusing on your healing. That is definitely coming in, like focusing on recovery from a challenging situation. And I will let you use the recovery word I will let you connect the recovery word to whatever you're dealing with at this time. It'll be different for everybody, but yeah. So in the future, you have this Five of Wands. So it could be a conflict approaching. Five of Wands, you can see that they're sort of sparring here on the card. They're really battling to win the Six of Wands, to win the victory of the Six of Wands. But it's also a card of competition as well, card of competition. I do feel as this is a Wand card, and then we have this Queen of Wands in the problem position. I wonder if some of you are competing with somebody. Like a fire sign or somebody here in this month, or you feel like you need to. I would say, here's the thing. With the Queen of Wands, again, they are their most unique self. And when they are their most unique self, they are the most successful. And so as that relates to you, don't try to compare where you're at to where somebody else is at, is what I feel like. Be careful of comparison, okay? Comparison can be a very challenging thing. It will keep us on somebody else's path or somebody else's vision, when in reality, we should be following our own path in this lifetime. And I would say with this energy of competition here, I feel like it's less about a conflict, although I feel like it's more about competition for you here with this Queen of Wands energy. On your thoughts, on your awareness, or on your conscious mind here, you have the Seven of Cups. So the Seven of Cups is potentially scattered energy, especially if it's in the in the position of your thoughts. It can be a need. There can be a need to maybe kind of narrow the focus, kind of regroup thoughts, and kind of realign thoughts. The Seven of Cups person is overwhelmed by the amount of choices that they have on the card for them. And so it can say to maybe, try to refine something and kind of distill something down to its sort of core essence so that you can pick the right option for you. It is good because it does say that you have a lot of options available. And so on one hand, it is good. Who doesn't want to have a lot of options, right, available? Now, in the lower row, we have this, in the subconscious, the hidden, or what you can't see, we have this very interesting energy of me not reading reversals on my channel, but now feeling like I need to for this reading, because this is a really strange thing where most of these cards are not reversed. And so you have this Ten of Swords. Ten of Swords in reverse is a good meaning. It means that the worst is behind you. it does say that there is recovery here. The swords are falling out of this person. They are getting relief from whatever was sticking them or whatever was challenging them here. It's also an ending, but it's more about the ending. If the Ten of Swords is reversed, is more about recovery, which is the word that keeps coming into my mind for you, Virgo. And so there's been an unexpected change here, or there's been an unexpected ending, or there may be an unexpected ending here in this month, but it's actually more about the end of something that really wasn't working for you. And this, or if it's not working for you, it may be like you literally recovering from heartbreak or recovering from a challenge. And it's like, if anything, this is probably a really good situation for you. In the staff, in the direction that you are headed, in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation, we have the King of Pentacles. So we have the Knight of Pentacles. So we have the second Knight here showing up. So again, probably going to be a pretty busy period of time. And the direction that you are headed, I have to say this and stress this for you, Virgo, is very, 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 very good. I feel like some of you have regrouped, sort of gathered yourself, gathered your energy. I feel like you have prepared for something. It's maybe even, some people can say that the Five of Wands is like preparing for battle as well. And it's like with this Knight of Pentacles energy coming in, the Knight of Pentacles is really something that you've been waiting for finally arriving. There is an element of time that is associated with the Knight of Pentacles that is not associated with the other ones. It is something that you've put a whole lot of energy, effort, and work into finally coming around. You could also say that the Knight of Pentacles person is a dependable person. And so, I do feel like you definitely have that attribute about you here, as you have this King of Pentacles in the past. Again, this being an earth sign, you being an earth sign, but also now this Knight of Pentacles showing up in your current influence, the way that you are influencing the situation. I think many people look at you as somebody who is dependable, practical, honest, hardworking, and I think that those virtues that you have about yourself can really carry you forward here in this month of June. In the external influence, you have the Chariot here. So the Chariot is really an energy of you going forward. It's similar to the Knight of Swords, but the difference is the Chariot here, this is about some type of victory happening in your life. This is the idea of as above, so below. You can see the star pattern on the canopy above the Chariot, and the sphinxes on the Chariot indicating the earth, the star, of course, indicating above the universe. As you put in the work, you are rewarded. This person here, the Chariot, is all about self-discipline. Self-discipline is what leads the Chariot to victory. And I definitely think that you can also throw self-discipline in there as well as one of your virtues as a person. I think this is big for you here at this time, Virgo. All right, so let's see what else we have here. So in the hopes and fears, we have another earth sign. So we have King, Knight, Page of Pentacles. It's just a friendly reminder, you can be any gender. I don't attach gender to the cards, so you can take on the qualities and the aspects of any of these cards. These cards are genderless for me, doesn't matter in my readings. The Page of Pentacles here is really potentially some type of offer coming into you. This really says that your prospects are looking good. Now, this is in the hopes and fears. So it's interesting because I almost wonder if somebody promised you something here, because we had this message of recovery showing up, like you recovering something, or I really felt like it was you recovering from something. But it's interesting because it could also be recovering something, like an offer that was made, or like you re-engaging that, or something along those lines, because there's some hope around this. I also wonder if some of you are hoping that people recognize just how much work you've put into something, which I do think there's absolutely recognition here available. Let's see what we have here. So in the outcome, you have the Fool here in the outcome. And the Fool is really a powerful energy of you leaping forward in a new direction. The Fool only comes forward when you're ready, and it's when you're ready to start something new, and when you're ready to take a new journey or take a new path along your way, or start something fresh and brand new in one's life. And so the Fool is an amazing card to find. it says that you can leap forward at this time without necessarily having attachments to the past and without necessarily knowing where you're going yet, but just trusting that the universe will guide you along the right path. So let's go ahead and take a look at these 3 oracle cards here, these 3 psychic tarot cards. So you have the base chakra or the root chakra, you have the universe, and you have discontent and boredom. There's something here within the universe going on for you, Virgo, as is always the case, but there are so many themes around the universe here. Remember, I talked about how you have this star pattern here on this canopy from the Chariot. Talked about how you have the literal star here. You can see something happening up there in the universe. And now you pulled the universe card, and it's almost like divine insights are coming in, synchronicities are coming in. It's like if some of you have been hoping for an answer, and it's interesting because I'm really not, throughout this whole reading, I'm really not clear on what it may be yet. And I don't know if I will get clarity on this, but it's like for some of you, I think for most of you, this is work related. And I think this is probably around in some area of, if it's not work related, it's in some other like life area, not necessarily relationships, not necessarily love, but it's like a sort of a life reading. And it's like you're getting some maybe divine insight and communication here. Discontent and boredom, obviously the Four of Cups, and the thing is with the Four of Cups, you may get an unexpected offer or opportunity, but you need to take advantage, which has been coming in here with the Knight of Swords and the Chariot. And then you have this base chakra or the root chakra, which is your security in the world. It's your food, shelter, water. It's how secure you feel in the world. And so for some of you here, this is about grounding as well. The root chakra asks you to ground your energy. You have concern, lovers, and expectations. So it is interesting. There is this Queen of Wands energy showing up here where it's like somebody's, I think, placing an unhealthy expectation on you. This may obviously be romantic, but I actually just don't feel that. I feel like there's something else that's concerning you about this Queen of Wands person, and this may be the answer that you get here in this month ahead. And I also think, again, there's this real energy of you recovering from something or recovering something in your life. It's very interesting that's the message that came in. So this is what I have here for you. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button, subscribe. Really appreciate you. Have an amazing month of June, and I'll see you in the next reading.